middle. I always say that politics is our ideal, but that's not what's practical. And what's practical is somewhere in the middle. And that's what we have to be aiming for. That we can say that our ideal is this, and that we want to move toward that ideal, ending the Fed, abolishing taxes, but that the reality is going to end up somewhere in the middle there. And that's what we need to be targeting.
Okay, so if you could sum it up in a couple words, Lars, most damaging stereotype.
That we're just basically too radical. That we're too radical. That we need to, we need to get our messaging more mainstream so that people agree with us and get to some level of reducing the state. Because right now, the two parties are not reducing the state, and so any level of reducing the state is better than where we're at right now.
True. Okay.
Chrissie, if I may, with all due respect, I don't think that that's the right answer. The right answer is that our worst stereotype is that we're out of touch with people's problems. It just so happens in this particular presidential cycle, we should be out there with the most transformative ideas possible, because our government is going in the wrong direction. Our government is actually in the business of hurting people right now. And I do not believe that we should be out there with messaging that is in any way compromised. I think End the Fed is a great example. It may well be that some years ago, End the Fed would have been considered too radical. Not anymore. People are of a mind that they understand that inflation doesn't grow on a tree. It comes from bad monetary policy. We need to be out there explaining why ending the Fed is the right move. As a professional economist for 25 years, this is absolutely in my wheelhouse. I don't put up with this idea that ending the Fed is just, in la la land. That's the direction that we need to be headed. Maybe, it's going to take a long time and it has to be accomplished piecemeal. But telling people that we're going to fight inflation and the other parties don't care about inflation is the wrong message. We have institutional problems in our government. We need to go after them with very transformative ideas.
That is. We can say in the Fed, the average American is going to ignore what that is because they don't know what it is. And they don't have time in a 60-second soundbite to understand it. We can educate people, and that is a very important part of the party. But at this level, we need to be talking about things that they understand. Balancing the budget and combating inflation is using the language that fights central banking, but maybe in a way that the average voter understands. We all understand in the Fed because we're libertarians. The average voter is not one of us yet. We need to bring them into it, and you bring them into it speaking their language, not our language.
Yeah, the Fed goes over so many people's heads. It's like, it's not even, in my opinion, like a worthy catchphrase.
Most people think the federal government when you say in the Fed. They're like, okay, in the federal government, of course, you're a libertarian.
Okay, Joshua?
I think being out there saying we want to fight inflation ties us up with Republicans and Democrats. I wouldn't bother saying it.